Very good morning, dear children. Children, we were at chapter number 4 of geography, and the name of the chapter was air. So, children, we discussed about atmosphere. First of all, what was atmosphere and why the atmosphere was important for us. Fine. Then we have done the composition of the atmosphere. What all is there in the atmosphere. Fine. Then we have discussed these uh, gases one by one. Fine. What are their uses? Fine. Then, children, we switched on to the next topic, which was structure of the atmosphere. What is the structure? How the atmosphere is divided into different layers. Fine. So we have discussed different layers like troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere. Fine, children. Now, children, today we are going to start the topic weather and climate. You have heard these terms before also, and you have done it in class 5 also, weather and climate. Fine. So, children, we will discuss it today. What is a weather and what is a climate? Children, when we talk about today, fine, is it going to rain today? Will it be bright or a sunny day? Now, how many times we heard this? Fine. Now, see, weather is something that fiddles with its control knobs. What is weather? Weather is the R to R and day to day condition of the atmosphere. Fine. So, when you talk about day to day condition of the atmosphere or R, even R to R, sometimes when you come to school, that time the day is very pleasant. Fine, you can say it's a sunny day, but the moment when you go back home or after few hours, the weather changes. So it is the R to R and day to day condition of the atmosphere, children, and it covers a small area. Fine. So that is a weather. A hot or humid weather may make one irritable. You all know. Now which weather is going which yes which season is going on? Rainy season. So how's the weather? It is hot as well as humid. So it makes us irritable. Whereas, children, if the weather is pleasant, breezy, we feel really cheerful, and even we plan for an outing. We start planning, let's go here, the weather is pleasant today. So, children, weather can change dramatically from day to day. However, what is climate? The average weather condition of a place for a long period of time represent the climate of a place. So, weather of Ambala can be different and weather of Chandigarh can be different, because weather is a day to day and R to R condition of a place over a short period of time, and it covers small areas. Whereas the if you talk about the climate, it is the average weather condition of a place for a longer period of time. If you say which season is going on, so it's not only here in Ambala or in Haryana the season is going on, it's in other states as well. So it is covering larger area. Fine. And it is not so the length of the season is also more. Fine, the time period is also more. So this is the difference between weather and climate. Now, children, see, now we have to understand certain terms which are going to affect the weather. First is the time temperature, children. So whatever will be the temperature is what actually, that is the what the atmosphere condition. Fine. Now the degree of hotness and coldness of the air is known as temperature, whatever hotness is there or if coldness is there, whatever degree is there, whether it is degree of hotness, whether it is the degree of coldness, it will be called the temperature. Now the temperature does not change between day and night but also from season to season. You all know summers are hotter than winters. Fine, so it varies, it changes not only between day and night. If you see, daytime temperature is different and at night the temperature is different. So it does not change from day and night, even it changes from season to season. Fine. If if some rainy season is there, the temperature will be different. Fine. So it's season to season, and even summers are hotter, winters are cooler. So it depends on season, it depends on the day and night phenomena. Now, an important factor that influences the distribution of temperature is insolation. Now, what is insolation, children? Insolation is the incoming solar energy intercepted by the earth. Now, temperature, how you can get to know about the temperature? Now the factor which affects it is insolation. How much solar energy is coming to the earth, how much solar energy is uh, you know uh, taken by the earth. Fine. The amount of insolation decreases from the equator towards the pole. You all know on the equator the insolation will be more because the sun rays are falling direct on the equator, whereas the moment we start moving away from the equator, we will start moving towards the poles. The insolation, the distribution of the incoming solar energy will be less if we move towards the poles. The temperature decreases in the same manner. So you all know on equator the temperature is very high. The moment you start moving from equator towards the pole, the temperature starts decreasing. Fine. Now you will get to know that why the poles are covered with snow, children. Because the if the because they are not getting the direct sunlight. If the earth's temperature rises too high, children, it would become too warm for some crops to grow. Temperature in cities is much higher than that of villages. Why we say this? It's real. It's really that the temperature in the villages, it is lesser as compared to the cities, because in the cities, children, there are big buildings, things are made up of concrete and metals, so the even the roads are made up, so they heat up during the day and the heat is released during the night. So that's why the cities are more hotter than the villages. Also, the crowded high rise buildings of the cities trap the warm air and thus raise the temperature. Obviously, the buildings, they trap the warm air, and that's why it's hot in the cities and cool in the villages. Fine. Now, next comes the air pressure. Now, what is air pressure? Now, children, you will be surprised to know that the air which is above us, it presses us with a great force on our bodies. Fine. So here do you know, you can just see that on moon there is no air pressure. So that's why you have seen the astronauts, they have to wear a special protective space suit filled with air when they go on the moon. Fine. If they don't wear that, they will start they start moving. Now what happens? Air pressure. What is air pressure now? Now see, we now you will say that our bodies are not feeling the air pressure. Yes, our body does not feel the air pressure because our body pressure is also there. So pressure and pressure becomes equal. This is because the air presses us from all direction and our body exerts a counter pressure. So there is a counter pressure. Body is also pressuring outside and the air pressure is pressing us. So it's a counter pressure. So because of that we do not feel the air pressure. Now what is air pressure? Air pressure is defined as the pressure exerted by the weight of the air on the earth's surface. So it is the pressure which is exerted by the weight of air on the earth's surface. As we go up the layers of atmosphere, the pressure falls rapidly. As we move up, the pressure also becomes the pressure falls rapidly, it comes down. The air pressure is highest at sea level. At the sea level, the air pressure will be higher, children, and it will decrease with increasing height. As you go up, the pressure comes down. Fine. Horizontally, the distribution of air pressure is influenced by temperature of high, and air gets heated and rises. Fine. Now what happened? Where the temperature is high, the air gets heated, and heated air, you all know, it rises above. Same in the case of hot air balloon. This creates a low pressure area. Now that low pressure, the air has risen up, so there is a low pressure area. Fine. Low pressure is associated with cloudy sky and wet weather, and where there is low pressure, there will be cloudy skies and wet weather. In areas having lower temperature, the air is cold. You all know where the temperature is low, the air is cold there. It is therefore heavy. The air is heavy there. Here, heavy air sinks and creates high pressure area. High pressure is associated with clear and sunny skies. So wherever there will be high pressure, the skies will be clear. Fine, the day will be clear. The air always move from high pressure areas to the low pressure area. So because from the low pressure area the air will rise above, so the air from the high pressure area will takes the place of the low pressure area. So air will always move from the high pressure area to the low pressure area. Now next topic is, children, winds. What is the wind? The movement of air from high pressure to low pressure is called the wind. Now how will you say that the wind is blowing? You can feel it. Fine. Dry leaves moving, and sometimes the wind becomes so strong that it uproots the trees also. Sometimes when the wind blows gently, we feel it very good. Fine, it's blowing away smoke or fine dust. At times wind can be so strong, children, that you will not be able to even walk properly. So there are different types of winds. Three types: permanent, seasonal, and local or temporary winds. Fine. Now the permanent winds. Now see the diagram. The trade winds, westerlies and easterlies are the permanent winds. Fine. Permanent, these blow constantly throughout the year in the particular direction. Now if you see on the equator, now here the direct rays are falling, so the pressure is there, so the winds are moving. So here it is a phenomena of the whole year. Whole year the sun rays will fall on equator directly, so these winds will be moving permanently. Permanent winds they are called, and they move in a this direction only, fixed direction. Fine. Then comes the seasonal winds, children. The seasonal winds are those winds which change their direction in different seasons. Fine. You might have seen that in the monsoon season the winds blow, they come from the ocean side and they brings moisture. Fine. The rain comes, the monsoon comes, and it's when it's their season. When the season is over, those winds they start moving in opposite direction. ठीक है. Now the third is the local winds. Fine. So local winds, they are the winds which are blowing, fine, in a particular area or a small area, period of the day or year, in a small area. So it can be a the example can be land breeze, sea breeze, and even the example can be loo. Now children, moisture, the last topic. Fine. Now moisture also affects. Now how? See, what is moisture? When there is a lot of water evaporated from land, which is from different water bodies, so it becomes a water vapor. So moisture in the air at any time, the moisture which is present in the air, it is known as the humidity. When air is full of water vapor, we call the we call it a humid day. Fine. As the air gets warmer, the more the air gets warmer, its capacity to hold water vapor increases. Fine. As the air becomes warm, its capacity to hold the water vapor increases. So it becomes more and more humid. So that warm air, it becomes more and more humid. On a humid day, children, you might have noticed that the clothes take longer time to dry. Even your sweat from the body does not evaporate easily. Now this month, you will in this season you will face the same problems. It makes us very uncomfortable. Fine. Now when the water evaporates, when the water vapor rises, it start cooling. The water vapor condenses, causing formation of droplets of water. Clouds are just masses of such water droplets. Now these water vapor, when they rises, they start cooling down, they start condensing, and they form droplets of water. And when the masses of droplets of water is created, it creates clouds. And when these clouds become heavy, what they do, they start they come down in a precipitation form. It can be snow, it can be rain, it can be hailstorm. Fine. So it comes in that way. Now jet planes flying in the sky leave a white trail behind them. Why? Because the moisture from their engine condenses. Whatever moisture the engine is leaving, it condenses. We see trails of the condensed moisture for some time when there is no air movement to disturb it. Because there is no air movement, so we are able to see it. Fine. Precipitation that comes down on the earth is the in liquid form is called rain. So rain is the liquid form of precipitation. Most of the groundwater, when trees on hillsides are cut, fine. Now plants preserve water, you all know. Now these trees, when they are on the hillsides, when they are cut, the rainwater flows down, fine, flooding the low lying area. So on the basis of mechanism, there are three types of rainfall, children. First is the conventional rainfall, second is the orographic rainfall, and the third is the cyclonic rainfall. Fine. Now see, rainfall is very important for the survival of plants and animals, you all know. It brings fresh water to the earth's surface. If the rainfall is less, water scarcity, drought occurs, and on the other hand, if it is more, the floods can take place. What is a cyclonic rainfall? When the air is cold air and warm air, they are coming together, the warm air, it rises up. Fine. All the droplets, they start moving up. Once they are filled, they come down in a rainfall position. So cyclonic rainfall this is. Relief rainfall, now you can see, now it's a mountain, the air is moist air is climbing up, and it is putting a lot of pressure. So wherever there is a lot of pressure, the rain falls there only. So it is the orographic rainfall. And the third is the conventional rainfall, whatever water vapor you have since childhood you are drawing the water vapor, so it is that conventional type of rainfall. So this was all about the topic, children. Thank you and have a nice day.